Welcome back to another episode of the Constructive Liberty Podcast, intentionally designing a lifestyle of freedom. Today, I want to talk to you about 5 steps that you can take to develop a more positive attitude. With so much negativity in the world, we need to be more positive. Now, that's not like Pollyanna type positive, like where everything's sunshine and roses and rainbows and unicorn farts. That's not the positivity that we want. But we want to believe that we've got what it takes, that things will work out if we put in the work, if we put in the effort. So I've got 5 steps that you can start taking today to develop a more positive attitude in life, in business, in your relationships, across the board. And we're going to get into that after a while. But first, as always, got some quotes of the day for you today. And I have 4 for you. They're pretty short, so, don't despair. I might save one till the end. The first one comes from Roy T. Bennett. Dreams don't work unless you take action. The surest way to make your dreams come true is to live them. One of my mentors said it this way. Goals without an action plan are merely a dream. And dreams, well, what good are they unless you act on them? The next quote comes from George Eliot. He said, "It will never rain roses. When we want to have more roses, we got to plant more roses." If you want something in life, you've got to take the right action steps to make it happen for you. Nobody else is going to do the thing for you. Nobody else is going to come along and rescue you and give you what you want in life. If you want roses, plant some roses. And the next quote, Stephen Richards, "The measure of success is how many times you can bounce back from failure. It's not a matter of if you'll fail. It's a matter of when you'll fail and then how you'll bounce back from it. That is a measure of success. How many times can you bounce back from failure?" I want to, before I get into the main topic, I got to clear some things up. Last week, in going through, I did my little weekly recap and all of that, and I forgot to mention some of the most important events that happened the previous week. So I apologize. I hate that. These guys, these people that I forgot to mention were like a huge part of my week. I did mention that I had gone to a self-reliance festival, which is happening again October, I think 2nd and 3rd, somewhere in there, that first weekend of October. And by the way, I've put in an application to speak at it, which is terrifying and exciting at the same time, but that's neither here nor there. What I wanted to mention was the Sparks family. I really, really appreciated you guys opening your home for me to stay there because, I heard from some of my friends that the ground was really hard in their tent camping. And I could have tent camped, but I was so thankful I didn't have to. So to the Sparks family, thank you so much for opening your home to me. The next thing that I forgot to mention was the Alexoviches. And I think I said that right. It'd be Brian and Corey Alexovich from the Lots Project and from Baby Walter and Company. If y'all look them up on Instagram, put out some great content. They came and stayed with us for 2 days, pulled their camper in, and we hung out, had 2 really great days, just connecting a little better, getting to know them better. Brian is one of the co-hosts on Fireside Freedom podcast that we do every Tuesday night. If you want another podcast to listen to, go check it out. It's a bunch of great content creators collaborating on things that we can do to build more freedom in our life, to, design that lifestyle of freedom, like we talk about here on the Constructive Liberty Podcast. So if you like this podcast, you'll probably like that one as well, because there's a lot of great people that are on that show. But I wanted to shout out to Brian and Corey. I really enjoyed it when y'all were here. I didn't mean to forget to mention y'all in last week's episode. I kind of have a one-track mind. If I don't write something down and see it in my notes, I forget about it. And last week, I didn't have notes. I just went with it. So today I had notes, wrote it down, wanted to mention you guys. Enjoyed y'all swinging by. I can't wait till y'all move to the area, wherever that's at, here in Kentucky, somewhere in Tennessee, or we can be back and forth a little more. I also wanted to mention, if any of you out there are homesteaders or have a little farm and are interested in growing pigs, raising pigs for meat or even to sell, I have I have about 6 feeder/breeder pigs for sale. A couple males, a couple females. They are right at 3 months old. And I have 10 pigs, and I don't need 10 pigs. So if you're looking for any pigs, hit me up, Ken at constructiveliberty.com. We'll work something out. You can come pick them up. We'll work something out. Or we can work it out to where I can raise it for you, and you come for Butcher Day. We can work that out as well. Wanted to remind you also that we are coming up on episode 100. Today's episode 94. So episode 100 should be in about 4 to 6 more weeks, depending how many interview shows I'd have in there. So I want some feedback from you. Let me know how the Constructive Liberty podcast has changed your thinking, what it's pushed you into doing, whether that's starting a business, which is, I hope that I've inspired some of you to go start a business, whether that's a full-time business or a side business, like a side hustle or something you do in your spare time. I hope that I hear from some of you that have made massive changes like that. I want to hear that. I'm going to share that on episode 100. So you can send me a voice chat in the Constructive Liberty Telegram channel or send me an email to Ken at constructiveliberty.com. Now let's jump into the main topic of today's show. 5 steps to a more positive attitude. So what do you want most in life? Is there something that's holding you back? What do you want? Maybe more happiness, success? So what would it look like to you to be able to see your goals and your dreams come true? Do you want more of the good things that life has to offer? The things that make living life worthwhile. If you've answered yes to any of those things, and I mean, who doesn't want that? Then one of the keys to getting the things in life that you want is to remove negativity from your life, to be more positive. See, negativity kills those dreams and it creates unhappiness, more so than anything else in life, more than any other factor in life. Negativity kills your happiness. It kills your dreams. It kills your goals because you begin to develop that I can't do it attitude. And the truth be told, you can do it. You can. You just have to remove those negative thoughts that stop you from moving forward. Negativity keeps you from taking the steps that you need to take, the steps you need to take to reach your goals and achieve that success that we talked about in the last episode. It puts you, negativity breeds negativity, so it puts you in a never-ending cycle that keeps you from growing and changing and becoming more of who God created you to be. Negativity is like a force that pushes you down and keeps you from being who you were designed to be and living a life that creates impact, from living a life that helps others, and really the life that you want to live. So we're going to dive a little bit deeper into that. See, there's a direct connection between how you think and how you feel and how you act. Okay? First you think something, then you feel a certain way, and then you act it out. Your brain, funnily enough, if I can say that, interestingly enough, is part of your body. Okay? Like, who knew that your brain was part of your body? So when you think things, you're using your brain, and that affects your emotions, which affects your actions, okay? Actions, if you look at it this way, actions are simply a physical manifestation of your thought. There's this famous quote, I think, therefore I am, should be said, I think, therefore I do, because our thoughts come out of, our actions come out of our thoughts. You first have to think something before you can act it. So translate that to negative thoughts. How powerful is that? If you're thinking negative thoughts, your actions will be more negative. Those thoughts infiltrate every single aspect of your life, infecting and destroying any positive forward momentum that you have. They affect every aspect of your life. Your thoughts turn into words. Those words work to influence your actions, and actions over time become habits. And habitual actions are the basis of how the rest of the world sees you and relates with you. And more importantly than that, how you see yourself and how you show up in the world. Your actions shape your character and your reputation. And that is what shapes your reality. That's what shapes your life. That's what shapes what you do in life. So you could be going through your life, living life, desperately wishing for one result. But all the while, because you're thinking and acting a different way, you're actively working to achieve the opposite result of what you really want. It's no wonder then that so many of us get trapped in a whirlpool of negativity and are just massively unhappy. I say many of us. I'm not massively unhappy. I don't think of myself as a negative person. I do have negative thoughts, and I actively work to try to trap those thoughts and change them into something true. Because while negative thoughts can be true, they can be reframed to be more positive. So instead of thinking, I can never create a coaching business that helps other people start their business and achieve massive success that they want and change their life and do all the things, I need to think, I don't know how to do that yet. I'm actively working towards creating that. I can do it. I have the knowledge. I have the skills. I just don't have the marketing ability yet to reveal that to the world. So change your thoughts, change your actions, change your habits, change your life. But we're going to dive into 5 steps that you can take to make your thoughts and your attitude more positive. Easy, simple things that you can do every single day. It's not going to be anything massively life-changing, one piece at a time or one action at a time. But over time, as these actions become habits and you start taking those actions and ingraining them into your life, that is what makes the massive changes possible. So let's jump right in. First thing you need to do is smile. Wait, what? Can smile? I mean, come on. Like, what is smiling going to do? Really? See, while simple, it's pretty obvious and it works. There's a basic process that we call muscle memory. So anytime you do anything repetitive, any repetitive motion with your body, your brain begins to store a pattern. It's this individual series of movements in that motion, which, you don't even have to think about it to smile because your brain has stored that up. That's an energy saving mechanism. You don't have to think about it anymore. So when you do that action the next time, you don't have to think about it. You just do it. Those are deeply imprinted patterns. You don't have to think about how to drive or ride a bike. Your muscles just remember what to do. And so you don't have to think about it, right? The same is true with smiling, but there's a slight difference. When you smile, your brain remembers that those movements of your facial muscles, they indicate something pleasurable, right? A smile comes from something funny or pleasurable or something good. And when you smile, you begin to feel happier. It's weird how that works. It's like if you've ever heard the story of Pavlov's dog. He would ring a bell and then he would feed the dog a nice big juicy steak. And the dog began to love the steak. And he began to associate the ringing of the bell with the steak. And so all Pavlov would have to do is ring the bell and the dog would begin to salivate, like automatically, even though he didn't see or smell the steak yet. He knew what was coming. And, that was ingrained in him. So when you smile, even if you don't feel happy, you actually begin to change your attitude. So smile more every day, because that's the first step towards gaining more positive energy in your life. The next thing is to surround yourself with positive people. And this one's quite obvious. Most people are negative, and we have to limit the exposure to those negative people. If you're surrounded by a lot of negative thinking people, can you imagine how much harder it's going to be to get rid of your negative thought patterns? See, we tend to think and act like the 5 people that we spend the most time with. So whatever you want in life, find people that are achieving and doing those things, because you're going to be more like them. You're going to become more like them. You'll become more wealth-minded. You'll become more success-minded. You'll become more impact-minded. You'll become more like the people that you hang around with. And if those are negative people, you'll be a more negative person. See, as humans, we tend to try to achieve a consensus, right? We don't like to rock the boat, and so we act like the people that are around us. So if you surround yourself with more positive people, it's going to be a lot easier to be a more positive person, because those people are positive, so I'm going to be positive. It's hard to be negative around positive people. So let those positive people reinforce your own positivity, and you'll become that much better and quicker at being a positive person. Your next step is to change the way you speak. So we talked a little about how your thoughts influence your words and your actions. But did you know that it's also true in the inverse? Your words and your actions influence your thoughts as well. So while what you think is the biggest part of what determines your actions also influence how you think. And so we need to make a few simple changes in maybe our choice of words, and using not only positive words to change our thoughts, but it's kind of a vicious cycle. If you think negative things and you say negative things, you'll think more negative things and say more negative things, and so on and so forth. If you change that to positive, for example, I have to go to work today. That's kind of negative. I mean, it implies that you don't want to go to work today. And maybe you don't want to go to work today. But what does your work enable? Right? Think about that for a second. I want to go to work today so that I can get the paycheck at the end of the week, so that I can build the life I want to live, so that I can pour more into my side hustle or my side business or my full-time future business, and create that lifestyle freedom that's so huge here at the Constructive Liberty podcast. So if you think ahead to, I have to clean the house today, that reinforces the negative thinking around house cleaning, right? Like, I've got to take out the trash. I've got to clean up the mess that Tommy left behind. I've got to so on and so on. But no, I get to do these things so that I have more free time on Saturday, so that the family and I can go to the lake, whatever that may be. I want to clean the house so that I have that free time. That takes that negative energy away. So less negativity, more positivity. It makes the task easier to accomplish. Okay? No negativity. Remember that. Your words have power. The next thing, you need to take responsibility. That is a word we do not like in today's day and age, is responsibility. But you and you alone are responsible for your life. This may come as a shock to you. This may be even a hard pill to swallow. But your current circumstances, the struggles that you have, the hardships you're going through, are a direct result of the choices you've made in life. I'm going to say that again. Your current circumstances, the way your life is today, is a direct result of the choices you've made in life. No one else made those choices for you. No one else took that job, or moved to the other state, or stayed behind and didn't start your own business. You stayed in the job you're at. No one else did those things for you. You and you alone are responsible for that. It doesn't matter what happened in your past, okay? If you are still letting what happened in the past affect you today, affect your decisions today, if your past is still affecting your present, then that's only a crutch. That is simply making an excuse to not take the actions today that you know you need to take. Your past is not a justification for not doing what you know needs to be done, for not making better choices, for not taking action on creating the life you want to live. Bad actions and bad choices in the past have no place influencing the choices you make today. If those things are influencing your choices today, then you are being a victim. You're acting like a victim. And victims will not get anywhere positive, they won't create the life they want to live. They're going to go from one victimization to the next, to the next, to the next, to the next, just mooching off of everybody else because, I'm a victim, help me, I can't do anything for myself. You've got to stop that behavior. Take responsibility for your choice and your life. When you do that, you'll soon start to see more positive results. Okay? Take responsibility. And the fifth and final step that I have for you today is to pay it forward. One of the best ways to, as Barney Fife used to say, nip it in the bud. One of the best ways to nip negative thinking in the bud is by helping somebody else. Okay? You've got to nip it in the bud, as Barney Fife was so famous for saying. See, negativity is isolating behavior. When you're a negative person, nobody wants to be around you. Nicole Sauce calls it being an energy vampire. I think that's what she calls it. You don't want to be an energy vampire. Don't be somebody that other people dread being around because, oh no, here comes negative Nancy or Nellie or Ned or whatever. Don't be the negative person. As a positive person, as somebody who thinks in the positive rather than in the negative, you're going to look for opportunities to help other people, to see ways to create an impact in other people's lives. When you're negative, it's hard to see other people as human beings. When you're positive, you see them as humans who have needs and wants and dreams and desires and goals and aspirations and abilities and talents and likes and all the things. Negativity keeps you from seeing other people as humans. It keeps you from interacting with them in a positive way. You couldn't care any less about them, and they could care no less about you, is how you feel when you're negative. One of the best ways to break that cycle is to actually reach out and help someone. Do something that you love for someone else. Take that first step and help. It's like the blinders come off your eyes. It's like a whole new world opens up for you. See, the people around you need help as much as you do. Even if you don't want to admit that you need help, you need help. But when you help others, that's helping yourself. The best way to help yourself is to take what you love and help someone else with that. You'll not only feel better about those people, you'll feel better about yourself too. So that's what I've got for you today. Those 5 steps to create more positivity in your life. Smile, surround yourself with positive people, change the way you speak, take responsibility, and pay it forward. You can do anything you want in life. But whatever you do, do good work.